All right, YouTube, hello, what is up? I am back with another review. So today I have something a little bit different. We're going to be doing Oner Active's Strong But Soft launch. So this has like a lot of unified pieces, I believe, and I have worn a couple of the pieces already in the gym, but only two. I wanted to test out the material and the fabric since I haven't really shopped from Oner Active in a really long time, and I have never tried this material before, so I wanted to test it out so I could get some feedback and thoughts for you guys before just jumping in and doing a try-on review. This collection did launch a little bit ago, so I'm not sure how much of it is left on the site. I know that Oner Active does sell out pretty quickly with their launches, so if there is anything left, go ahead and check it out. And if not, hopefully this review can help you for when pieces like this do launch in the future, especially in this material. First off, hold up. If you're new here, my name is finallyyy. Please go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so that way you do not miss a video. I had missed the last couple weekends. I've been so busy with home renovations, and then I performed at a salsa congress this last weekend, and that just took it out of me. I did not have time or energy to record anything that weekend. So we are back today filming. If you want to follow more of my dance journey, more about my life in Hawaii, fitness stuff, just dealing with my health problems, things like that, and just everything on the daily. Everything on the daily. Please go ahead and follow me on TikTok. It is amrin.lee, and then also you can follow me on my Instagram, which is amrin.lee. No, wait. amrin.lee on Instagram, and just amrinlee on TikTok. Okay, go follow. You'll find me. I'm only Amrin, to be honest. I don't really know many Amrins. Unless y'all have read that book. You know what book I'm talking about. I'm gonna jump into this try-on review and just give you all my feedback, okay? Let's go. Hopefully you guys can see me. So I put on the first item, and these are one of the items that I did already test out in the gym. So let me tell you my stats really quick. I'm 5'4", I weigh roughly between like 115 and 118 pounds. I normally order size extra small in bottoms, and then a small, maybe a medium in sports bras, but normally a small. I would try that first unless I know the brand and know I need a size up. So I did order an extra small in these. These are the unified wrap flare leggings, and then I ordered a regular length because Oner Active does have the option to do small, regular, or long, so it kind of accommodates for people of multiple heights, which I do appreciate. So I ordered regular, but that was not the move on my part because they're too long. So if you're 5'4", I would recommend going with short, because I did just cut with scissors the bottom of these and they still are a bit long. So I probably cut about an inch or inch and a half off the length of the bottom, and they're still long. So I definitely could have totally gone with the short, but besides the point, this material is much thicker than like a regular seamless material, or I guess I would say it's more of a dry fit but soft. It's not a very brush material at all. There's no brush to it. When I go like this, it feels more so very sweat wicking, and it's just kind of like sucks you in, like, and you feel like ready for a sweaty workout, I guess. This color is called Coal, and the details here I really do like. I am not normally somebody who really likes a wrap that goes in the front of the waistline, but these I actually think are really flattering because they go a little bit higher up and they wrap like right at / right below the belly button. So I think it's more flattering than most wraps that go too low, in my opinion. Something I did notice is the wrap is like really thick. So it's like a thick seam right here and right here, but it kind of goes into just one seam back here. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a band or anything that's in here. It's just the seam that's really thick because it's double layered through the legging. When you think of a normal dry fit, I think it's kind of scratchy and not the most comfortable, but this is more of a sweat wicking that's soft and just smooth and seamless, if that makes sense. That's just not brushed. So that's the best way I can explain it. Along the back here, it does have a dip with these seams that goes into a V, a double V, and I really think this is super cute. I think it accentuates the glutes very nicely, and it just adds that little extra detail and little extra spice to the leggings. It's truly just a very minor detail, but the attention to detail like that is what makes a legging flattering. Though I will say on that note, this logo, the Oner Active logo, it is a silicone logo. It's not a sticker and it's not sewn in or anything. It is white and it's very just blatantly obvious, and I don't really like it. I would prefer if the logo was more of a neutral monotone slash tonal logo instead of that bright white logo just smack dab on the back of the legging. Going into the flare part of the legging, so these kind of flare more at the knee as opposed to like going down from the knee and flaring at the calf. And I don't mind it because I don't really have many leggings that flare right at the knee. But I will say I did have to cut them, obviously, so they're a bit long and they might flare a little bit wide on me because they were a little bit big. But I think the flare is cute where they have it flare out, because I don't think it's too dramatic right away. It's kind of like a gradual flare. Something else to note is that these can be a little camel toe prone. I don't think it's the worst material for me, but it's definitely not the best. It's better than most, but it's still definitely something to keep in mind if you are somebody that is prone to that. I don't really get too much bunching of fabric anywhere. I will say it fits pretty tight, like around this area mostly, but then down here it kind of releases that tightness a little bit. It's not as tight. I would say the most tight is around the glutes and the hips and the lower back area. The waistband sits snug, but I wouldn't say it's tight to where it's digging in at all. I don't feel like I'm bulging out or it's digging in or it's really uncomfortable to wear all day. I definitely feel like even though it is a tighter legging, it's still something I could wear for a long period of time because the tightness is only kind of around the glutes area. So if you are on the bigger glute side though, you might need to size up or just be aware it might be super snug around the hip area. While we're on the topic of the unified wrap flare leggings, I thought I would throw on the other color that I got. So this is Racing Green. I think this green is a very beautiful. It's giving Christmas vibes, but also year-round vibes. It's very foresty. It's not too cool tone, but it is on the cooler side. So these ones I have not tried on. This is my first impression of this color. And I can show you how long they are because I haven't cut them yet. So hopefully you can see just how long they are. They're like dragging on the floor. And this is a size extra small, but the regular length. So yeah, 5'4" girly size to the short length, not the regular. That was my bad. I just assumed. I don't know. I thought regular was like average height. So I just assumed regular length, whatever. Anyways, so they're super flared out if you can see it all the way at the bottom. But because I cut them, they don't flare quite as much. I would say I don't really have any further details to add. I'll just show you kind of a close-up. Again, we have this silicone white logo. I think it would be much more flattering if they did a green tonal logo. This V seam back here in the back, the double V, is super flattering. I really do love that. I would say there's no scrunch on these or anything. There's just a regular seam down the glutes, but it's still very flattering. Though I kind of, because it's tighter around this area, I feel like it does squish my bum a little bit flat, and it doesn't accentuate it as nicely as it could be accentuated. But again, the material is good for like sweat and working out. So if you do plan to be wearing this for multiple physical activities throughout the day, like flares for me are something I would wear dancing a lot, but I do sweat still when I dance. So that's something that like these would come in handy for. I don't necessarily wear them to the gym that often because if I'm working out, I definitely prefer to wear shorts just because I get too hot at that point. And then something else that I just think could have made this legging the teensiest bit better is like if they did a curved glute seam towards the glutes this way and then went back down. Y'all, that would have been chef's kiss. I think every legging slash flare should have kind of a curved glute seam going back right here, just because it's so much more flattering than just straight. But the double V seam in the back does do a lot, so I'm not mad at it. I'm using natural light, so hopefully the colors don't come off like too crazy. While we're on the topic of racing green, I put on the unified micro bralette and the unified high-waisted shorts. So these are not a wrap short or anything, obviously. They are definitely high-waisted, so they go a little bit higher than the wrap legging does. They go right above the belly button as opposed to where the wrap kind of like dips right at / right below the belly button. The material is definitely tight in the shorts. It's not tight around the waist, but it's really tight everywhere else. So it's got that tightness through the hips again. And then where I'm feeling extremely tight is this seam right here. I feel it the most in the back. Like, I think it's already rolled. Yeah, so you can kind of see it's like rolling right here a lot, and this inner back thigh area is really where it's super snug, just squishing me a lot. It's kind of painful. If you pulled them all the way down, it wouldn't be as bad, but I don't like to wear my shorts that long. I like to kind of ride them up so that way when I'm working out, you know, they don't ride up on their own. They're kind of already in that position already. I just secure them there before I work out. I will say also, these seem to be even more CT prone because of just how tight it is right here and through the whole short than the wrap leggings. I feel like this material in general just might be a little bit more CT prone because it is so tight. But if you're not, then you don't have to worry about it. The shorts feel single line, but then this layer up here kind of is double layered. The top waistband part is double layered right here, and it doesn't feel tight at all or anything. It still fits pretty nice. There's no top seam. I really love how the back looks because it has again that double seam that accentuates the glutes. It goes straight into the glute seam, which is not a scrunch or anything. It's just a regular glute seam, but I still think it's flattering. Yeah, there's nothing fancy going on underneath. The only thing, like I said, is it feels really tight where the seam is, and it's digging into my like inner and back thighs over there. And then the other uncomfortable part is it's just like a little bit tighter overall, so it's kind of maybe giving me more prone to CT. Moving on to the micro bralette. So these are both things I'm trying on for the first time right now. This is my absolute first impressions. I have not tested any of these out in the gym or anything, but the micro bralette is completely double layered, I feel, throughout. There is like a underband kind of to help support here. I'm not getting too much gaping right here, which is a problem I normally have. Again, I did get a size extra small in the bottoms, and then I got a size small in the tops. As you can see, it dips super low, and it has this seam right here, which I don't mind the seam, but I'm like, I feel like it could have been more of like a scrunch or something. I don't know. It's a different look. It's not bad. I don't like it and I don't dislike it. It's just there. And then there is a little bit of gaping right here on this side for me, if you can see. But this side, the gaping is not as bad. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Like one side is kind of gapy and the other side is not as much. It's like almost as if there's extra fabric that needed to be kind of sewn out here, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's a little odd. There is a tiny bit of side boob, but not too much that I'm like really worried about anything. It does have padding that is removable. I feel very secure in this. It kind of goes around the top of the neck, almost like it's gonna be a halter, but it just crosses in the back and has this little twist back here with adjustable straps. So I do like that fact. Adjustable straps always make it easy, so that way you can just kind of adjust it to however you're feeling. If you need a little bit more loose because the bra is kind of hurting your traps after a while, or if you need to tighten it up and lock in for a workout, whichever way, you can just adjust it to your needs. Again, it does have that silicone sticker logo, and same with the shorts. So I would have preferred if it was a tonal silicone logo. That would have been my preference and my suggestion if I ever did have one. Here it is. Overall, I do like the bra. The only complaint is this gaping on this side. That's a bit odd, and the logo is just really out there. But the style and everything else is very cute. I like the little twist in the back. And I do like the shorts. I'm definitely going to keep them because I feel it's something I would gravitate to when I'm on my time of the month. Even though they are tighter, this material is, this material is very squat proof and just feels like secure. So if it's your time of the month, I feel as if this is something I would gravitate towards. Also, the colors that I did get are a little bit darker, so I don't think it would show as much if anything were to happen. Sometimes you just need to feel a little bit more secure, not like you're questioning the squat proof ability of something, not like you're questioning the color of something. So this is something that I would gravitate towards for those reasons. Also outside of that, you know, I think this color is cute. Same outfit, different font. So I have the color Umber Brown on and the same high-waisted shorts and the micro bra, just the deeper plummy brown color. So I like this color. I don't think it looks the best on me. I kind of think the green looks a little bit more better on me. But it's still cute and definitely, like I said earlier, good for that time of the month. Though I do want to know, if you are one of my girlies or fellow people that have HS, this material, since it is so tight, it is not HS friendly. Let me just put it out there right now. If you're having any flares or anything, this is not going to be the material you will gravitate towards. But if you have like moments when things are calm and stuff, this could be something that you might want for then. But anyways, yeah, flares, no go. Nothing much really to add for the shorts. They do feel super tight, like I said. I don't know if I can necessarily size up to a size small in these. I feel like the waistband might be too big. I could give it a go though and see if there would be any difference in like the lower body area and the seam area, and just if it's a little bit more comfortable or not, I don't know. This is what they look like. Again, the white sticker logo, not my favorite. Something else to note though is they do have a seam. The double seam here goes across the front and the back. I don't think they did that with the other flare leggings. It just kind of went through the back. Moving on to the micro bra. Feel like the gaping is not as bad on this one, but it's still a tiny bit right here on these sides. I feel like it could have come up a tiny bit more and covered this side area just a hair bit further, so it really kind of like locked everything in, but it's not bad at all. I feel very secure. The material is secure, the sports bra is secure. I feel like I could go running, though I don't run because of my fibro. But like if you're a running girly, I admire you, and this would be good where you can look sexy but still get your run on. It's low cut, but I feel like it still is very supportive. Like I'm not falling out or anything. Like you could bend over and like nothing's gonna out. It's just gonna be in. If I'm missing any details or if you have any questions, just leave a comment below so I can answer it. I have the flares on in the umber brown color. I will say I think I like the flares in this material better than the shorts for sure, because they're a little bit tight around the glute and hip area, but everywhere else is okay for the most part. It's not as tight in the crotch area. It's not as tight like feeling to where I might get CT. I still feel like it a little bit, but not as bad as the shorts. And then the rest of my legs, since there's no seam right here digging in, kind of like compressing my thigh fat. And these ones, since it's the first time I'm trying them on, I haven't cut them yet, so they are super long. I really do like this wrap waistband though. This wrap waist, what are words? Holy guacamole. This wrap waistband, I'm not normally a fan of, but I'm a fan of it in these, so take that for what you will. Here's the back. These white logos just stand out so much, and I'm like, just want you to blend in. That's these. Alrighty, mi gente. So, the last item I have is the unified scoop back all-in-one bodysuit. I think that's what it's called. Pretty sure I just read it, but hopefully I memorized it correctly. So this is again in umber brown color. Thoughts? I have worn this one out. I wore it dancing, and I think I did wear it to the gym. I wore it to the gym and then I went to dance class. So a few thoughts. Okay. First, let's start with the shorts. We'll work from the bottom up. So the shorts in this actually feel a lot better than the unified like shorts just on their own. They don't feel as tight. They feel a little bit like softer, a little bit looser. Not that they're loose, they're still tight and fitting to the skin. They just don't feel like my legs are suffocating. And I don't think they even look as bad, like the leg fat is being squished and suffocated in the back, if that makes sense. Though I do feel like this seam right here in the glutes is a little bit snug. It's kind of like snug right up into my tailbone, so it's really snug. There's no room. So I can't wear this for too long because it would be uncomfortable just right there, if that makes sense. It's not a scrunch or anything, it's just a really tight seam. Moving to the middle of the bodysuit, on me it does teeny tiny bit flare out because of the chest, so it doesn't suck in, if that makes sense. It has a little bit of a gapiness right here, but it's very tight still, so it's a tight gapiness. It has a scoop back detail, and then it has the double V seam that goes into the glute seam. Again, it has a white logo. I've spoke about it enough. I won't speak about it anymore, but it could be total. And then what I'm thinking, yeah, the scoop back is cute, but imagine if it was a V back with the double V seam. Missed opportunity right there, because it would have been, you know, it would have been so cute. It would have been really sharp. It would have made the glutes like chef's kiss. But anyways, it's scooped back and it's still cute, and it's super low and the back is super exposed, so it's really cute still. I do find that working our way up the suit, it is a little bit tight up here. My shoulders kind of want to round forward because of the tightness up here in the upper region. It does have a built-in bra, so like in here there's a shelf lining bra, and then it does have removable cup pads, so I do really appreciate that. I like the fact that there is the built-in option with the removable cup pads. So built-in shelf bra, and then I feel like it's pulling me down. Like the straps are really tight and it's pulling my shoulders to like round forward, if that makes sense. So I feel I'm kind of constantly having to like adjust my posture in it. Something else I did notice is the seam right here. It kind of like pulls forward, so the seam doesn't like sit flush under here, if that makes sense. Like that, the seam kind of falls and pulls forward and down. So I don't know, just something I noticed. The side right here, it's definitely doesn't really got any side coverage. It could kind of go out and around more if we wanted that. Though I do feel very secure in it. At first, I kind of felt like it was such a low cut that I was going to have like a nip slip accident, but it's just so tight. Wherever it sits on you right now, like it's not moving. Everything's staying put where it is, so you're not gonna have an accident. At least I don't think so. I'm sorry if I lead you astray there. From my experience in it, I felt like something was gonna pop out, but nothing did. Everything was fine. Everything stayed in place really well. It is just very low cut. It does have like a little bit of stuff showing on the sides, so it is a very, very exposing for me personally. I don't really mind the front cut, but the front cut plus the side cut is just like a lot, and it's super low on both. Moving on, the logo, white again. Don't care for it. Oh my gosh, there's two logos! What the heck? Why is there two? This one and this one. It's double white logoed up. Bruh. Not only do you have a white logo, but you have a white logo twice. That's unnecessary. And they're big, you know? They're not cute and tiny. They're just like, bam. Anyways, I think that we could have done without the one right here. You know? I already have to deal with the one back here. Why do we need one right here too? We're moving on. We're moving on. I digress. So moving on to the back, I really love how open it is. Though it is super duper tight, and obviously I feel like the straps kind of dig into my fat a little bit, you know? They just kind of like dig in. It's not that it's like causing physical pain or irritation or anything like that from digging in. It's literally just digging in enough to where it squishes the fat a little bit, and then I'm just like, ew, why is it squishing my fat? And now I just don't like it. You know, who likes that? Nobody. Okay. It is adjustable on the straps as well, so if you did need to loosen it or make it tighter, you can do that accordingly, so it can fit kind of more array of body types in one suit. Overall, it is cute. I do like it. I have worn it. I'll wear it again. There's my thoughts. All right, we are reaching the conclusion of the video because this is the last item I have, and it is the Bodysuit Unified Scoop Back All-in-One Bodysuit. Maybe that's it. But I just got it in black. This one I haven't worn out before yet, like I did in the Umber Brown. So it's kind of like a first impressions, but it's the same thing and the same fit and same everything that I just said about the last one is applying to this one right now. I don't know if I mentioned I did get the bodysuits in a size extra small, so I kind of went with my short size slash my regular tight fitting shirt size and everything. I guess the only place I'm finding it too tight is like the bra area. But overall, she's cute. I'm not loving the double white logo on the black just as much as I was not loving it on the Umber Brown. It is a little CT prone. Again, I think it's just the material, the nature of the material. So noting that. It is tight in the shoulders and kind of rounds my shoulders forward from the tension. So I need to constantly adjust my posture back. This is my little fat back here. It's more self-consciousness than something that's actually uncomfortable. Other than that, it's cute, right? I think it's cute. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know what your favorite item is below. If you shop the launch, let me know what you got. Alright guys, well that is a wrap for my whole Oner Active review on their strong yet soft collection. I'm sorry again if this review is a little bit late and the collection is sold out. Hopefully there are still some pieces left in stock, and if not, hopefully the unified collection line material information is informational, so that way if they do launch something in this again, you'll be able to have a little bit of some knowledge and an idea of what you're getting into going into that launch. So if you did like it, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you get notified whenever I post. Thank you again so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.